Hello everybody, welcome in to the Purple Penguin Craft Room. I am Vicky. This whole week is biscuit week, so we're doing wood biscuits. I'm showing you what I do with my wood biscuits. The first thing is going to be this picture frame. These are little footballs made from the wood biscuits. This little stick here actually goes in the back of this so that it can be a picture frame. But I'll go ahead and show you how I put mine together. Please like, share, subscribe, do all the things. It definitely doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me out. And complete supply list is at the end of the video. Let's get started. Okay. We're going to start this project with our frame. So this is a, 4" by 6" frame. I got these from Michael's. I believe it was only like a $1 or so. Pretty cheap. And it's just because they are really simple. Basically, let's take this plastic off. Basically, all they are is just a wood frame, and then they put this little dowel thing, and that's going to be what holds your frame up. So you stick it in the hole like that, and then it stands like this, or they've made it to where it can stand this way, which is kind of nice. So it's versatile. But again, you just don't lose the little dowel thing, and you're good to go. Then your frame here, these just have these little things here, and you can just, this is where you put the picture. There's no glass or anything involved. This is kind of fun though, because if you take this picture or this cardboard piece here, you can put this over your picture and see where it's going to be, if it's going to line up or not. I recommend using the back if you have like a smaller picture. You can almost tape a smaller picture to this and then put this in your frame, and that can be where your picture goes. We'll set that off to the side. Right now, we're going to prepare our frame. So I want this to look like a football field, right? Because we're doing kind of a football project. We're going to be using green. I've got this nice bright green. This is Kelly green. That's what this is called, Kelly green. So that's the color we're going to use here. And, you know, just keeping it simple. We're going to paint this whole thing, all the sides. I even want this to look really finished, so we need to paint the back too. But that all is going to depend on you, on your project, like if you want it, how finished you want it to look. Okay, so we got the Kelly green all the way around. I like how that looks. I'm not going to do a second coat because I like how it kind of doesn't look like a solid color. I like that it's imperfection. I like that was the whole point of that. We're going to take a messy brush, and I've got a little bit different green. This one is a matte finish. It's a classic green, is the next green, and it's kind of, I don't want to say like a muted green, but it's kind of a muted green. This is it's a messy brush. It's one of those brushes that just kind of looks really funky, and, you know, like bristles aren't straight for anything. I got a pack of 3 of these at the Dollar Tree, and we're just going to kind of do just a hints of this other green in here. Just kind of sporadically. It's not really going to make a huge difference, change the color a whole heck of a lot, but we're just going to add, basically just adding a little bit here and there. And like I said, this is kind of a muted green, so it's not like you're going to see a whole lot of it. But kind of like just adding a little something extra. Okay. There you go. You probably really can't even see it that much. It doesn't make that huge of a difference, but I don't know if you can even see that really on the camera, but that's okay. I know I did it. I'm going to take our sandpaper. This is 120 grit. This is a Gator sander. I highly recommend these. These are awesome to have. They get in small places. I got mine at Lowe's. I've been told you can even get them on Amazon or wherever they may be sold. I'm just gonna rough this up a little bit here. Basically, we're just making this so it does not look shiny and new. I mean, unless you like brand shiny and new, then definitely don't do this step. This is not for everybody. Alright, here we go. So, we got our frame. The base of the frame is pretty much done. Now, let's move that off to the side. Now we're going to do our footballs. These are size 20 wood biscuits. You can get these at the hardware store. They are called wood biscuits or wood joining biscuits. If you don't know what these are, like I said, you can only get them in the hardware store. These are not something you can get in the craft store. But basically, these are for furniture making. So there is a machine, it's a wood biscuit joiner, that actually puts, so this portion of your biscuit, so half of your biscuit, this little round portion here, and what it does is it drills into the wood for this portion of it here, and then you can put your wood biscuit here, and then the idea is you do the same thing on your other piece of wood, and then you put your two wood pieces together, and you got your biscuit in between, which helps, so you glue your biscuit in between two pieces of wood, and that, it's in place of screws or nails or staples or anything like that. So this is more for like fancy woodwork and stuff that you want to definitely secure two pieces of wood together without without any kind of nails or screws or anything like that. It's like an extra security kind of thing. But we are going to use them for crafting. Like I said, these are size 20. They do have a whole bunch of different sizes. You can get them small, big, whatever. These are on the larger size of the sizes that you can get. So we are going to paint them in a brown. This is honey brown is what we're going to do. And we are just going to paint them up. Nothing special. You can sand them down first if you want. I kind of like them a little rough, so I'm going to leave it. I am only going to paint the sides and the top. I am not going to paint the back because the back we're just gluing onto our frame. So I don't feel like you need to do the back unless you really want to, but I think it will help the glue if you don't do the back, so there's no paint in between your glue and your surface of your biscuit. So I recommend not painting the backs, just so that you can glue them down a little bit better. So that they're going to look more brown than just the wood color, and because we want them to look like footballs. So I'm doing a kind of a lighter brown for my footballs, but you can do a little bit darker. Find a football color that you like. I mean, you can even do footballs in different colors, like you can do them in blue or green or red or yellow, however you want to do them. They do not have to be your traditional brown if you don't want to. If you want to do like team colors, that's always fun. Or if you have a small child that's playing football or something like that, you can do like school colors, or you can do their favorite color. Their kids like favorite colors or have favorite colors as well. So, you know, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm just doing the traditional brown to keep mine a little more traditional on this project. Okay, next step for the biscuits. We want them, I mean, they kind of look like footballs. They're brown. You know, but traditionally, what footballs need, the white and laces, right? We're going to take, this is a light buttermilk, off-white color, and we're going to get our little brush here, and we're going to put some lines across our footballs here, like so. And I'm going to try and space them as much as I can, just to be kind of similar, but, you know, they don't have to be perfect. Now I'm going to try this with a different, I have these Posca pens. Absolutely love Posca pens. They are paint pens. It's called Posca. I've only been able to get them on Amazon. Absolutely love them. I will say they are not the cheapest pens possible, but I have definitely, you can tell the difference between these and using other paint pens. These paint pens make a huge difference. They're the easiest to use. There we go. There's our laces. So now you can do this with the, like I said, I love these paint pens. Or you can just do it with your actual paintbrush. Just recommend getting a really, really skinny paintbrush, and you can do it that way. But we're going to do all of our footballs to look like that. Let's go ahead real quick. I'm going to bring in all of our letters. Now you can find wood letters pretty much anywhere. Everywhere's got wood letters. These, however, are actually from me. I hand poured these. These are resin letters. And we're going to say a good game is what they're going to say. So we got G-O-O-D and G-A-M-E. Good game. And we're going to put that on the top of our frame. So these are available in my store, Purple Penguin, craftroom.com, and so you can get just good game, or if you have any other kind of words or letters or things you want to do, message me, and I can see what I can do about getting you different words or whatnot. I know it's kind of a pain to buy whole sets of the alphabet, and then you end up only using like 10 of them. Well, then what are you going to do with the rest of them? You have to find out, be creative with other words. I get that. That's why I sell them in word form, not necessarily the whole alphabet. But that's for another story. So we're going to just take I want to just do them in black. We're just going to do them in black. I have found, and I have seen other crafters do this as well. You just take painter's tape, just kind of curl the ends on the sides here, and you put it down on your surface, and then you can put your little pieces. Now this works with any little small pieces. I recommend like any little wood pieces or anything like that. But then they don't really move around on you as much when you're painting them. Now again, we're going to do just like the footballs, where you don't need to do the bottoms anyways, because we're going to be gluing them onto our surface. So you don't have to worry about the bottoms anyways. So putting it on tape makes it nice. Sometimes with these resin pieces, it makes it easier if you use chalk paint. Sometimes chalk paint adheres to these guys a little bit better. Otherwise, you may need to do 2 coats depending on your paint with these. So we've got everything painted. We're going to go back again, still with our sander, and just kind of rough them up just a little bit. so they're not like looking like brand new footballs. All right. Again, like this is something you can, or I mean, you don't have to do. This is just something that I wanted to do with this project. Okay, now on our letters, I kind of want to do the same thing. I want to do the same thing, just kind of scratch them up just a little bit here. Now these guys, be careful, because if you scratch too hard, it'll take off the whole thing. Definitely be careful with these. I only had to do one coat with this. This paint was actually pretty good. Again, like, you don't have to do this, for sure. This is just me not wanting it to be looking like it was brand new. Okay, all of this is done. So we're going to bring back in. Make sure you know where your little stick is going to go, because if you do this wrong, it's not going to be good. All right, so we're going to place our stuff first before we glue. Let's go up here. We want it to say good game. So good. Now you can be like just straight, or you can, you can do kind of up and down. I kind of like that. Not super straight. I like that. That looks good. Okay, we're gonna go with that for good game. So we're gonna bring in our little footballs. I definitely want one right here front and center, and then I think we're going to take our other ones. I want them to be on the corners. So we're using 7 altogether. Let's go ahead and we'll lean these guys this way, this way. Move all this out of the way. And I think I like how that is placed. I like that. I like how that looks. So we are now we're just going to glue them down. We're going to use our tacky glue for our wood stuff, because this is actually really good. You could use wood glue on this too if you wanted to. Tacky glue will work really well with this, with the biscuits. And they kind of have a rough surface to them anyway, so they'll adhere really well with any kind of glue. I don't like using hot glue with these because it kind of gives them a raised surface. Anything you put hot glue behind, it's going to raise up because the glue is not flat or liquidy. I tend not to like that. Now, Okay, for these being resin pieces, you can totally do the tacky glue. However, I recommend it with any resin. I like using gel super glue. This I actually got at Dollar Tree. You get a 2-pack, and it was $1.25. You know, when Dollar Tree. But make sure you get the gel one, because the gel is actually going to be so much better. A little bit goes a long ways, and it doesn't move around on you like the liquid super glue. If you've ever used liquid super glue, it gets everywhere because it just kind of spreads out. The gel super glue is more controlled, and you can put it where you want to put it. I absolutely love using the gel super glue. A little bit goes a long way. You really don't have to get crazy with it. Like, I'm only putting like just daubs of it in places. It does take a little bit of setup time, and sometimes if you really want to save your bottle, because I don't use it like all the time, I still have some in there, and I haven't used this in a little while. So wipe off your the tip, always helps out, and then you've got your frame, and then you just put your little paper. I would flip it over, but I still want all my stuff to dry, so we're just going to leave it like that. All right, and don't forget your little stick piece too. All right, so how cute is that? Like I said, you can get the resin pieces on my website, purplepenguincraftroom.com. These wood biscuits you can get at the hardware store, get frames anywhere. You can get any kind of frame. You don't have to get this specific frame. I recommend a flat frame just because it makes it easier to put the biscuits on, but it's totally up to you. Use what you got, and keep on coming back to the Purple Penguin Craft Room, and happy crafting.